It is Wednesday evening, hump day, and I have had a good day. Another really good day. My body is sore today, but I rode 9 kilometers on a bike yesterday, so it stands to reason that my body would be sore after that. But it's the good kind of sore. I know for me, walking causes me some aches in my body that don't feel very good, and it doesn't feel satisfying to do it because it's painful. Whereas last night I got a workout. Today my body's in pain, but it's a liberating pain. It's a, wow, I accomplished something yesterday. My muscles are like, woohoo, yay, way to go. And I'm just so excited about that. And I've gotten a ton of feedback, positive feedback, from people being inspired by my sharing yesterday of getting on a bike. And I've heard of a couple of people getting on a bike after 10 or so years of not being on a bike, which I think, yeah, go for it. Like, it's such an awesome feeling. And today I got to share some time and space with my sister and my daughter, who came to try out my bike and test it out. And my sister literally got to the end of the block and went, yep, sign me up. I want one. Now, I understand that not everybody will agree that having an assisted program in biking is actual exercise, but I can assure you, my body, my sweat, blood, and tears yesterday definitely tells me that I was more active yesterday on a bike than I have been in the last 6 months not on a bike. So that to me is meaningful, and it opens up the world of biking to people that are large like me, overweight, out of shape. Well, I am a shape, but out of shape, meaning that could use the exercise. People that are older that maybe don't have the stamina that they used to. People that have any kind of breathing issues or anything else that need help and assistance to get themselves exercising and really get their blood rate flowing and stuff. And like my friend Amy said today, she said, all of that is great, and I'm so proud of you and I'm so inspired by you, but ultimately you had fun. And so, yes, you're right, I did. I got to experience nature, sort of roaming by me and breathing some really deep breaths of fresh air and accomplishing something that I had sort of written off as something that may never be in my experience again. And getting to a place in time where I'm A, willing to try it, and B, understanding that my body is actually stronger than I give it credit for. That realistically, yes, I'm out of shape and I've been overweight and I have some, health challenges and everything else because of these things. But ultimately, my body's responding like now and now and now. And it's responding in a way that makes me believe that as I continue to build that muscle, not only the actual muscle, but tone the muscle of changing behaviors, changing directions, going and saying, okay, so ultimately this hasn't worked. I felt a lot of shame around this. I don't want to feel shame anymore, because that cycle of abuse, that self-cycle of self-abuse is insidious, and it so easily gets trapped. I get trapped in that. You're not good enough. You'll never be good enough. You can't do it. Who says you think you can? You have to do this, this, and this in order to get ready, to be ready to do these things. When realistically, it just takes actually diving in sometimes to the deep end of the pool. Poncho. I have my grand dog with me. Pardon me for his interruption. And jumping into the deep end of the pool and learning how to swim or tread water sometimes, because that's all we can do until we learn the stroke that's whatever's needing to happen in that moment to build that strength. So I'm stoked that tonight I got to plug in with my Hilarity group, even though last week was taping. And stay tuned and pay attention to Canada Day. We have a slot where we'll go live with our recordings. Lizzie will be doing a show for Hilarity, and all of our comedy will be coming streamed to you so that you can see it firsthand. And then we're going to have a ton of fun. And they're about to launch their website. And on the call tonight, I really got a visceral experience of what's coming and how I'm going to be able to play a part and a role, living my purpose, being in service to others, inspiring others through laughter and comedy and therapy. Some of my favorite things, actually. So I know for me, therapy's been life-saving in my life. I've had to well, I haven't had to experience, I have experienced lots of traumatic events, and therefore one of the avenues for healing that I've chosen is to go to counseling. Not all the time, but there have been many times through my life where I've depended on outside resources to help me with my healing, to help me with my understanding, to help me sort of gain some insights around what it is that I need to change, what I'm in control of, what I'm not in control of, what I need to let go of. We as human beings tend to carry around so much stuff in this, in this bag of life. And ultimately, it's our job to sort of start to weave through and find the things that are ready to leave. And ultimately, a couple of days ago, if you had told me that I'd be biking in public places and not really giving a shit what people think, I'd say you're crazy, because ultimately it's been my stopping place for a long time, where I've withheld a lot of myself because I was scared to show up. And that place that I hang out is ego. And when I get in tune with my passions and my purpose, and I live from a place within that exudes out, I automatically gain the trust of myself, the respect of myself, the understanding, the compassion, those things that I talked about yesterday. And then we get to surprise ourselves in those places of, well, you know what? I couldn't do this before, but I'm ready to give it a try, and I'm ready to try something different, and then level up and level up and level up and level up and level up, and understand that it doesn't come overnight. My experiences in life didn't happen to me in one evening. It happened to me over the course of my lifetime. Over the past 40 something years, I've had experiences on a daily basis that have carved and molded and informed my life and my life's choices, and the things that I've held myself back from doing and accomplishing. And really coming to terms with the fact that even though sometimes I write myself as too old, or it's too late, etc., etc., the truth is I'm 47 years old. What I see in front of me is a whole rest of my life where I would like to have vibrant health, where I would like to be able to get on the floor and play with my granddaughter, where I want to go biking in places that I've never seen before and explore and adventure in these ways. I want to go boating and feel comfortable and confident in these ways. And I want to continue to show up in exactly how I am, in each and every moment. The truth is, it's not about a rise to the top and everything's going to be wonderful and fine forever, because that is an illusion. I believe it's an illusion. And not that I can't create joy in every moment, because I can. I can choose joy in every moment. But ultimately, these things that have informed me in my life create these reactionary places, right? So somebody says something, I'm triggered and I'm reacting. Whether it be in traffic, you freaking idiot, why won't you go? Why don't you use your turn signal? Blah, 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 blah. To, isn't it nice that I have a car, and that I'm not in a rush, and that I don't have to be angry and upset and agitated and in that place of despair, that I ultimately get to choose, okay, so what do I want this to look like in this moment? And then choose that. And if I find myself in that place again and again and again of resistance, take a look at that and say, I wonder what I'm doing here again, and choose again and choose again and choose again. Because ultimately today, I'm like, wow, bike riding is hard work. My body is hurting, and I, could easily just say, it's not for me. I'm not ready and willing to, spend the time and energy in that. And there were people absolutely gawking at me last night. That was my experience of it. What I heard today was, we will find the evidence that we're looking for. And ultimately, I understand that logically, but there's a whole bunch of stuff informing that from inside. And it's a long list of things from childhood and up that have reconditioned my thought around that, reconditioned my experience around that, and kind of locked into place almost this automatic default place that I go, that someone's laughing at me, someone's making fun of me, I feel foolish, etc., etc., and then coming to terms with the fact that I'm not here for them. My life is not about them. whoever happens to be looking, whoever happens to be thinking about, whoever happens to be laughing in that moment. My life isn't about them. My life is about me. And for a long time, it was about my kids, and I forgot to put myself on the list. And now that I'm on the list, I'm staying there. It's permanent. I've decided, and when I decide something, I'm dedicated to it, and I create the things that I say that I really want. So I'm stoked and excited to have hilarity in my experience, to know that the places that we're moving towards are just astronomically amazing. And it's the stuff that I've dreamt of most of my life, where I will get to be in service in an inclusive community where we do healing practices through laughter and comedy. Like, what a great combo. And I'm so excited that my contribution there matters, that my level of vulnerability and my ability to be vulnerable and allow others to do the same, because wherever I go, there I am. It doesn't matter which community I'm operating in. That's my feedback all the time. And so it's my job at this point in time to listen to the feedback, allow it to land, allow the gratitude to land, and develop those things that I want to see more of, and let those things fall away that I want to see less of. And we are always a choice. It's so cool. And so for today, I feel satisfied. I feel loved. I feel cherished. I feel honored. I feel strong. I feel capable. How are you feeling? Take a deep breath. And it's okay to be wherever you're at. So whether you're really down in the dumps and barely making it and barely breathing, to ecstatic and life has never been better, and anywhere in between, wherever you show up on that spectrum, you're worth it. You're enough. Take a turn. Take up space. Say what you want to say. Use your voice. Be present. And be okay with whatever shows up, even though sometimes it's not fun, and sometimes it's painful, and sometimes it's hard. My experience is life is messy. Love is messy. Let's just keep practicing together. I love that I get to come here and spend time with you every day. Thank you so much for coming, and see you tomorrow.